Honda made the HR-V even better. I'll include a link to the Honda and Murray's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder that produces 158 horsepower and then 138 pound-feet of torque. It goes through a CVT. Fuel economy is 25 around town, 30 on the highway. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now this grayish, metallic blue, whatever you want to call it, really cool looking. And on the topic of cool looking, I love the headlight design here at the HR-V, and then the trim down below, it's nice and painted. And that's a theme you notice. Look at the grille painted as well. Altogether, it gives the HR-V a more premium appearance. This is something I've noticed with a lot of modern cars. Because they've gotten so expensive, automakers are now adding more painted elements to try to justify the higher prices. Tire wheel setup is 225 by 55 by 18. You can see the silver with the blacked out trim on the wheels. Speaking of blacked out, the fender flares are painted. Same thing with the bodywork there at the bottom. Just for reference, this is a 2025 HR-V. You can see everything is unpainted on that, versus all of the cladding and everything is painted on the new HR-V. When it comes to the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, the opening for the hatch, Honda logo there on the back. Another popper for the hatch is right here. It is hydraulic with the opening. And once we're inside, we can see we've got a 12 volts and space back here. Again, this is a compact, is pretty good for the segment. And then when you're all done, just pull that handle down and boom. This leads us over to the taillights, which again have a sharp design, and then all the badges here are just chrome with the finish. And to finish off the rest of the rear, you can see more painted elements there at the bottom. So seeing this side by side with the 25s, I will say the 26 does look a little bit better. But let's now see what's happening inside. Nice soft touch and stitching there where you can rest your arm. Speaking of nice stitching, look at these seats. Pretty fancy for a Honda. Now the load floor does push my legs up a little bit, but I got good legroom overall, and then we do have a little storage area there. Headroom for a compact is actually pretty good. But you know what's really good? Keyless entry, always a nice feature. Now the front door panel adds soft touch to the very top. We also have blind spot monitoring. You've got power adjustments for the mirrors, and then the front 2 windows are automatic. More stitching here on the front seat. It is power adjustable. The passenger seat, however, is manual. And start her up. Yeah, they really are going premium. Look at that trimmer on the steering wheel. And if we look a little bit closer to the steering wheel, we've got our controls for adaptive cruise control, your lane centering, volume and voice command controls on the other side, and there's some kind of piano black trim around. Honda does still utilize traditional stocks too. And then with the gauge cluster itself, you can see the digital elements, which is very nicely integrated. It does mean that you can change the information that's displayed there on the side depending on what you're looking for. Just a regular backup camera in reverse. The infotainment system itself does have a couple of physical shortcut buttons right there. It does also double as a touchscreen. I would say that some of the menus and everything, I mean, it's not necessarily the most intuitive, but overall it's quick to respond. And that's big, by the way, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And what's also big is this giant vent design across the dash, and there is some soft touch there too. Dual zone climate with heated seats, and you've got a nice finish on the controls. This also comes with a wireless phone charging pad and some USB ports. And then a shifter there for the CVT. It does have your little S mode too. Speaking of modes, look at that. We got our drive mode select here. And then you've got your hill descent, parking brake, and auto hold behind that. There's also some USB action, a little bit of storage underneath. And then you do have a regular center console here too, with nice trim on the top. And also up top, sunroof. The color is called Nordic Forest Pearl. Total MSRP, $33,400. Let's see how the HR-V performs. HR-V. So Honda's thing for 26 so far is new wheels and some kind of nicer trim on the exterior of their cars. I mean, that's at least what I've seen so far, because we reviewed that CR-V the other day. And if there's any other package on the HR-V that you guys want me to review, I will. What I'm thinking is probably I'll do a base model too. I like to do base model reviews just because affordable is nice to see. That's kind of what I personally like, is the more affordable packages on cars. You know, it's like, it's not that interesting to see. I mean, it's cool to see the features on a fully loaded, but it's also not that interesting to see fully loaded, because it's like, of course, if you spend a lot of money, you're gonna have stuff. But it's like, if you spend not as much money, what do you get? What do you get best bang for your buck? Seats are pretty comfortable. So Honda does have firmer seats, so it is something to be aware of. It's not uncomfortable, they're just firm. It's all. I left at the wrong time. The traffic is not, that clock's not right. But yeah, still the traffic is not great right now. There's a new 4Runner. It's pretty nifty. The interior on these is also, you know, for like a compact car, it's pretty upscale feeling. You can tell the Honda is kind of going up market. Everyone is, I feel like, nowadays with these non-luxury cars. Not crazy with the power, but it's decent. It's decent. We'll continue along and see if we can get better acceleration in a moment. Handles decently well. It's not sporty by any means, but you know, it can go around a corner. Suspension's pretty comfortable too. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice car in this segment. Think about this segment, it's kind of hard to figure out what to do as an automaker, I think, because you got to keep things as affordable as possible, but then offer the features that people want. So it's like, you, again, with the luxury car, you can just offer people the world, right? Because it's expensive, so they can get it. Well, something like this, you got to pick and choose what you are giving the people. One thing that I will say that Honda, I think, has made a mistake with is no 360 camera. I think that's something that automakers need to just start doing in as many cars as they possibly can, because it's a very, in my opinion, very simple feature that everyone wants in a car nowadays. Everyone wants a 360 camera. Again, it's not going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people, but it is something that's totally running a red light. But it is definitely something that people put like a higher value. Like if you have two cars in the same price and one has a 360 camera and one doesn't, the one with 360 camera people are probably going to value a little bit more. Like, I'd go as far to say that people would rather have a 360 camera than a wireless phone charging pad, because wireless phone charging pads, half the time they just overheat your phone. They don't actually charge it. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of my 2 cents. This whole center console design is so weird with like the pass-through. It's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let's make sure we're in oh, I guess there's no sport mode. Oh, there's an S mode in the shifter. Vroom vroom. I mean, it's quick enough. It's quick enough. Definitely not breaking in, oh, wrong thing. Definitely not breaking any records anytime soon. It's typical for the segment. It's typical for the segment. So, in conclusion, with the Hondaghini is what I like to call it. I forgot to mention that in this video. I always call this the Hondaghini because it looks like the Lamborghini Urus. Like, it's very similar, and especially now this has all the painted elements to make it look more premium. Now it's like really like a little Honda Lambo, Hondaghini, like I said. I think this is a good subcompact car, or compact car, whatever. The biggest thing that I think that all these automakers in this segment need to realize is, well, they need to put the money in the right place, and I think that Honda's most of the way there. Adding Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, that's great. People are going to love that. 360 camera. People would rather have that than a wireless phone charging pad, because they can just hook up their phone to a USB. Everyone's okay with just USB port charging their phone. So 360 camera. And if you're going to do like this package at this price point needs to have cooled seats. Honda needs to stop being stingy with cooled seats. So 360 camera, cooled seats. Everything else at this, and keep it has to be the same price. Can't increase the price. Then I think that would be great. I think that would be something that people would really like. And, you know, I think Honda should consider offering a performance variant. I know that, like, they kind of push you to go to Acura and get the ADX if you want a little bit more performance. But some people don't really care for going for the Lux, and they just want the performance. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on the HR-V, but they're definitely going upscale with the new one.